Hey guys, Chad here with another video. So today's video is a top 15 metrosexual fragrances for spring and summer. So I have a lot of niche, however, a lot of the niche are actually samples that I got from Decant Shop. I recently purchased a ton of samples because I'm looking to expand my palette, and Adriana really hooked me up. She knows her stuff. She really helped me out with this list, especially with the decants she sent me. Okay, so I have 15 fragrances and I have one honorary mention. So my honorary mention is going to be this one. It's from Acqua di Gio and it is Essenza. So this is a little sample here I'm actually working on. I do think that this is a metrosexual fragrance. It is clean, it has a lot of citrus, but it's also got a lot of florals. And anything that really has a lot of florals that really stand out to me is a metrosexual fragrance. Alright. So this list is in no particular order, and what we're going to do is we're going to start with the samples first. So this one is from Imaginary Authors, and it is Falling into the Sea. So hopefully the camera could really pick that up. This one here I just sprayed on my hand. Definitely got a clean, maybe an aquatic note. I don't know, but it's definitely not a masculine type of fragrance, and that is Imaginary Authors Falling into the Sea. This one here is Nez à Nez, Fig and Garçon, which means in English nose to nose, fig and boy, really. So this is a really, really nice fragrance. This is a fig-based fragrance. That's, in my opinion, it's a gourmand just because it smells so much like food, and this is a natural smelling fig. Definitely a metrosexual fragrance. This one is from Jean-Paul Gaultier, and I'm not a big fan of the house, as some of you guys know, and this one is Fleur du Mal. So one of my friends up here said that this is pretty much a masterpiece for a designer. This one has a ton of florals, a little bit too much for myself. However, it's not a bad fragrance. This one is just not really for me. That is Jean-Paul Gaultier, Le Fleur du Mal. This one is, I haven't really smelled this one. This one, actually, you know what? This one is, I think it's Diptyque Eau Duel. So Diptyque, I think, hopefully I'm pronouncing that one right. So Diptyque Eau Duel. If it's this one on my hand, it's definitely got some florals and a clean type of smell. So I don't know if it's this one or another sample on here. It might be this one, and it's from Montal, and I'm gonna butcher the name, but it's Ambreurs Desarrulla. Max actually did a first impressions on this one. I only heard about this one because of him, and it is a nice fragrance, but I'm not a big fan of Montal except for one fragrance. So that is Montal Ambreurs Desarrulla. It's a hard name to pronounce. This one here is definitely got a lot of talk about. The Fragrance Bros did a review of this one not too long ago where they got a lot of flack, and I could see where they're coming from, however, but I personally do enjoy this one, and that is Amouage Lyric Man. This has a ton of florals, not as much as Le Fleur du Mal by Jean-Paul Gaultier. This one I think has a little bit less, but I could see why they say it smells like an old lady. But I personally really do enjoy this one, and I tried this one because of one of my friends, and it really blended really well on my skin. That's maybe the reason why. I guess depending on your skin, you may like it, you may not. So this one I got from the Hermès boutique last week here in Toronto, and that is Un Jardin sur le Nil. So pretty much the garden on the Nile. This is pretty much a vegetable garden, really, really nice fragrance. Not a lot of fragrances out there that have a vegetable-based note that I've really come across. There are a few, and I know that Hermès has another one. I think it's called Un Jardin sur le Toit, which is also a great fragrance. However, I don't have a sample of that one. This one is actually my scent of the day, and it's from Andy Tower, and that's Andy Tower number 6, Incense Rose, which is incense and rose. So this has a lot of rose in it, but it also has a lot of incense and a clementine note. So the clementine note is not artificial, it's very natural, it's very strong in the opening. Really, really nice fragrance. So on Fragrantica, this is actually labeled as this name, but for women. So, but I think that this is definitely a unisex fragrance that men can definitely pull off. So we're gonna go with the bottles now. So this one is from the house of Lacoste, and I'm not a big fan of the Lacoste except for this one, and that is Lacoste Pour Homme. This could be an all-year fragrance, but I think it's a little bit metrosexual just because of the plum and the vanilla note. So I would not reach for this one in the spring, in the summertime, especially when it's uber hot. So if it's really hot and humid, I don't think it will really do well just because the vanilla might be a little bit too sweet. But this also has an alcoholic note or a rum note. But the vanilla and the plum, in my opinion, give it that little bit of a metrosexual feel. This one here is it's a niche, and it's from Acqua di Parma. Great fragrance. I tend to smell this one quite a bit when I was going to Holt Renfrew before I bought this one, and that is Mandorlo di Sicilia. This is an Italian almond cookie that is really strong. I wore this a couple days ago, and I did 2 sprays, and someone 4 feet away from me was able to smell this, and this was 8 hours after I sprayed this. So it's a really potent fragrance, compliment getter, really sweet, but it's not candy like sugary sweet, you know. This one is definitely a Metro Frag, and it's from YSL, or Yves Saint Laurent L'Homme. As you can tell, I went through half the bottle. It's got a spicy floral citrus that's really not a masculine, burly, kind of alpha male-ish fragrance. A lot of women really like this one. This is a moderate projector, so after pretty much 3-4 hours, somebody has to get pretty close and has to get into your space to really smell this one. But this is really a pleasant fragrance that shouldn't offend anybody. This one here is another fig-based fragrance, and I really do enjoy this one. The only downfall, however, is that it doesn't last long, and that's Marc Jacobs for Men. So this one only gets about 4 hours, and even though it's a designer, I think the fig is really a natural type of fig. This is really a mouth-watering, delicious type of fragrance. I really do enjoy this one. I just wish that it lasted at least 6 hours. So if this is a great date fragrance, if your date is only going to last 2 or 3 hours, I would wear this one. Phenomenal fragrance. So my last 3, I have 2 designers. One's an upper designer or higher end designer, and one's a niche. So we're gonna go with just the regular one, and this one gets a lot of compliments, and a lot of guys love this one, and women think it's sexy. It is spotty with the longevity or just the performance. So most of us get 3 to 4 hours. Some people get 6. The really lucky ones get 8. And that's Dolce & Gabbana, the one. It's got a grapefruit note, tobacco. It's like a cocktail. Not a lot of fragrances like this on the market. I just wish that the company put more effort or more work into the performance, because it's such a beautiful fragrance, especially for a designer. And the last 2, we're going to go with this one. You know what? No, we're going to go with this one. So that is Montal Soleil de Capri. Florals and citrus. It's a lot of florals, but it's not like, to me, it's not like Jean-Paul Gaultier, Le Fleur de Mal, or anything like that. This is a really nice fragrance that is pretty strong, so you do have to watch your applications. A lot of people do like the Montal bottles just because it's different, right? It's got that little clip, that little stopper like Le Mal by Jean-Paul Gaultier. Really nice fragrance. And the final one in this video is going to be one that I'm sure everybody would agree with, and it's from Dior, and that's Dior Homme. Makeup bag, iris, cacao, gets a lot of compliments. Women love this one. So guys, that's it for my top 15 metrosexual fragrances for spring and summer. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I shall see you around. Take care. Bye.